There's this word going around lately. What was it again? Oh yeah, it's just my opinion. Wait, that's not a word, that's a sentence. Whatever, for a few years the phrase "is just my opinion" has replaced the full stop in people's sentences. And because 99% of the people that use it are oblivious to what the word opinion means, I decided it's time to have a crack at helping you understand what it means. Don't take this video as a form of slating. Instead, see it as a 5 or so minutes of constructive criticism coming from the very depths of my heart. No, sorry dude, it's 100% meant to make you feel bad. Alright, so what does the word opinion mean? It's a statement or someone's point of view on a subject. Now, here are a few ground rules. Not all opinions are equal. Look, I know this might come as a shock to you, but if you are having a conversation with a construction worker on the subject of building houses, your opinion would be completely null and void. Look, I know you are a very intellectually superior individual because you watch so many constructive and helpful YouTube videos about animus and game reviews. My hacks. But you see, the thing is, you have absolutely no experience in that field. So guess whose opinion has more gravity? That's right, not yours. You're gonna still have an opinion, but don't expect anyone to respect it and spend more than half a second thinking about it. Not all opinions are right. This will definitely come as a surprise, but you don't know everything, alright? No one does, not even I. There will always be an objective truth. For example, my opinion might be that wood is harder than metal. My opinion is wrong because every single fact points towards metal being tougher. Your opinion is that Nintendo cares about its customers and that all of their funds aren't being milked like stupid arrogant cows. And you'd be wrong, because if you just take the time and do a 10 minutes research, you will find out all about how Nintendo wanted to take down a Melee tournament which was organized by the fans by raising money themselves, thanks to a breast cancer awareness campaign. How all their recent games are disgustingly formulaic and unoriginal, and how they just love to put down anyone that points out their flaws. See, opinions can be wrong. It's just hard to accept that you are wrong when your ego is bigger than your brain. Of course, there are a few exceptions. Stuff like the meaning of life, religion, and basically anything that is just too massive and infinite for us to comprehend and know what the definitive truth is. So all opinions are more or less equally valid since there is no clear answer to those subjects. No, scratch that. Even then, not all of them are equal. You can't take a guy that sits on his ass 8 hours a day playing games that expect his opinion to be the same level as a philosopher, or someone who has taken the time and thought about it and had serious conversation with others. Which brings me to my next point. Don't just write "it's just my opinion" to chicken out of a conversation. Look dude, conversations are meant to teach both ends, alright? Someone will be wrong and someone will be right, but at the end of the day you both win because you both develop and learn. If your head is so far up your own ass that you can't just comprehend the fact that you are wrong, then how the hell do you expect to grow as a person? I know it stings to be wrong, especially if you know a lot on a subject, or like most cases, think you know a lot, but if you take the time to think about the opposing person's line of thinking and how they were right and you were wrong, you can correct yourself and go on with your life as a better and more knowledgeable person. But again, only if you accept responsibility. By saying "it's just my opinion," you basically avoid all responsibility and conflict, because you're a chicken and don't want to be challenged in any way whatsoever. So what do you do if you have to voice your opinion? It's super simple. Take me for example. I find The Lord of the Rings to be pretty boring. The lore, the characters, etc. So if someone asks me if I like the franchise, I will answer, I find it pretty boring, it's just not for me. Immediately making myself responsible for not liking it. If I say, "it is pretty boring, in my opinion," then suddenly it stops being about me and I am calling Lord of the Rings boring. Let me clarify something here. The difference between "I find it to be boring" and "it is boring, in my opinion" is huge. With the first example, I understand the fact that Lord of the Rings has a vast, well-built world, great characters, pacing and all that good stuff. I acknowledge that it's something great, but I don't care about it. It still is a very good franchise, but I just don't like it. When you say "it is boring," you immediately disregard everything it does right, plain and simple. It also shows how fragile your ego is because you aren't gonna hear any opposing arguments, since it's just your opinion and they shouldn't try to change it. Since you are entitled to it and it can't possibly get any better. My opinion is that the earth is flat, that Genghis Khan was a swell dude, and that ice cream pizza is not an act of heresy. I guess I am just as right as anyone out there that can prove otherwise. Sarcasm and jokes aside, this really plays a huge role in our everyday lives. Discussions are vital for people in order to develop. And this whole is just my opinion nonsense that shows up everywhere just decimates any chance of having any constructive arguments or discussions. Imagine this. A man walks into a restaurant. To his delight, the restaurant is empty of customers, and so he chooses a table and waits. The waiter notices him and approaches. "Good day, sir. What will you be having?" "Hello, I'll have a well-done steak with a side of rice." The only thing shittier than your taste in food is our toilet, but that's just my opinion." The waiter then walks away. The man then just starts waiting. Eventually 20 minutes pass, then 30, then 40, until a whole hour has gone by. "Oi!" he shouts. "Where's my freaking food?" The waiter shows up from inside the kitchen, carrying a plate. "I'm sorry, sir, but there's a lot of people to serve." "No, there aren't. This place is more barren than a 10-year-old's chest." "That's just your opinion, sir," the waiter replies as he serves the man. The man then takes a bite of his steak, and to his surprise, blood starts spilling everywhere, as if the steak was having its special day of the month. "This steak is fucking raw. Did you even cook it?" Seems well done to me, sir." "Oh, alright then," says the man, as he stands up and starts walking towards the exit. "Excuse me, sir, but you haven't paid your bill," yells the waiter as the man reaches for the door handle. "We shouldn't have to pay for food, in my opinion," answers the man.